It was an ordinary Tuesday afternoon when something strange happened. I was lounging around, scrolling through my phone, when a sudden knock on the door made me jump. I wasn't expecting anyone, so I cautiously went to check. On the doorstep, there was a box. Not just any box, but a plain, unmarked cardboard box with no return address. No logos, nothing. Just a simple box sitting there like it had materialized out of thin air. At first, I thought maybe it was a prank. Someone's idea of a joke, right? But the weird part was, no one had knocked or run away. The box was just sitting there. I bent down, cautiously picking it up and staring at it for a moment. Maybe it was a marketing stunt. Maybe it was some kind of crazy treasure hunt. I brought the box inside and set it on the table, giving it a thorough once-over. Nothing. No label, no message, just the box. All right, let's see what's inside, I said, trying to keep my cool. But there was a flutter of excitement building in my chest. What if it was something amazing? Or, dare I say it, something weird and creepy? I grabbed a knife from the kitchen and sliced through the tape. With a dramatic pause, I opened the flaps. Inside was a single note. The note was simple but ominous. Meet me at the old library at 7 p.m. Come alone. My mind raced. The old library? That place was practically a relic, hidden away on the edge of town. Why would anyone want to meet me there? I laughed it off at first. Probably just a joke. Some random person messing with me. But the note felt real. There's something about it that didn't sit right. I looked at the clock. It was 4 p.m. I had 3 hours to figure out what the heck was going on. Should I go? Was it a trap? A prank? Or was this the start of an adventure? I decided to go for it. What could possibly go wrong? Well, a lot, actually. As the sun dipped below the horizon, I made my way to the old library. The walk was eerily quiet, kind of quiet that feels like the world is holding its breath. The streets were empty, the lamps flickering faintly. My footsteps echoed in the silence. I kept checking my phone, no messages, no calls. It was just me in the empty street.
Arriving at the library?
The doors creaked open with an unsettling groan. I stood there for a moment, looking at the old building. It looked like something out of a horror movie, with ivy creeping up the stone walls and windows that hadn't seen daylight in decades. All right, this is fine, I muttered to myself. Nothing weird is going to happen. I'm just ... here for a little chat. I pushed the door open, stepping into the darkened foyer. The faint smell of dust and old paper filled the air. The shelves towered over me, packed with books that hadn't been touched in ages. There was something almost magical about the place, as if time itself had forgotten about it. Suddenly, a soft creak echoed from the back of the library. I froze. Hello? I called out, but my voice seemed to vanish into the silence. No reply. I made my way deeper into the library, passing rows of books that seemed to watch me as I passed. Then, I saw it. A book sitting all alone on a wooden pedestal in the center of the room. It wasn't there when I had first walked in. It hadn't been there a minute ago. I approached it cautiously. The book's cover was dark, the title embossed in gold letters, The Secrets of the Unknown. I ran my fingers over the pages, feeling the age of the book. When I flipped it open, there was another note inside. Don't trust what you see. What you find will change everything. I stared at the note, my heart pounding. Was this some kind of test? Puzzle? Or was it something more? Before I could think about it too much, a loud bang echoed from behind me. My heart jumped into my throat. I spun around, half expecting to see a ghost or some creepy figure standing in the doorway. But no, it was just a library cart that had tipped over. A deep breath of relief escaped me. But as I bent down to straighten the cart, I couldn't shake the feeling that I wasn't alone. The hairs on the back of my neck stood up, and I turned, scanning the shadows for any sign of movement. Oh, that's when I heard it. A low, groaning sound. The door at the back of the library, which I was sure had been closed earlier, was slowly creaking open. A dim light spilled out from the crack. It wasn't much, but it was enough to make my heart race. With trembling hands, I reached for the door, feeling the cold metal of the handle. I pulled it open and found myself staring at a dusty old room, untouched by time. In the center of the room was a map. It was old, yellowed, and marked with strange symbols. And once again, a note was tucked inside. The next step is hidden. Follow the clues, and you'll find the truth. I stared at the map, my head spinning. What had I gotten myself into? What truth was I supposed to be uncovering? I took a deep breath. Whatever this was, I had to see it through. But just as I was about to investigate further, I heard the unmistakable sound of footsteps. Someone was coming. I bolted out of the library, heart racing, glancing back at the building. I didn't know what I had just stumbled into, but I knew one thing for sure. I was just getting started, to be continued.